Good morning, Say What friends and family. Welcome back to the... What? I don't know, the way you just looked at me. Okay, that's the intro because my guest just stared at me and I think that's really rude.
I'm sorry.
I think that's so rude that you would just, boom, turn and look at me when I'm talking.
All right.
Just kidding. It's not rude.
I will look straight into the camera.
What kind of energy are we bringing into this episode?
I mean, I was just trying to seem like we were real people connected.
Are we?
Instead of, I hope so. Us being connected would be very good.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're getting interesting already. Good morning, my guest. Good morning, Thomas.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I am fantastic. Today's been a great day.
I'm actually a little bit nervy because I just posted a reel talking about a quote from a pastor that he just posted on Instagram, and it's really insane. I want to talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let me read what he said because it's just real crazy.
If you're watching on YouTube, sorry for all the movement I just caused.
Yeah, you caused a lot of movement.
I had to get the computer where I couldn't see it anymore.
Yeah, because he just looks down at it. He said, churches must enforce modesty. A woman who comes to church in leggings, flaunting her rear with her stomach showing, or brazen and braless cleavage should be sent home. Sent home. Come as you are has limits. If golf courses and restaurants can uphold dress code, so can churches. This is a great way to love your guest and love your congregation. I think this is a great way for your guests to feel so unloved by God that they never step foot in a church again.
Yep.
And this is a great opportunity for you to teach your church to not objectify women and to gouge their eye out if they sin, because Scripture says that if your eye causes you to sin, pluck it out and throw it away. It does not say kick that person out of your church.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, and just even the idea of judging people, right?
Right.
Like,
it's a full judgment.
You have no idea what this person is going through,
Absolutely.
What their life is like.
Absolutely.
They could be in the worst spot of their life, and they finally decided,
Today I'm gonna try church.
I got to do something.
Yeah.
And they've shown up to your church because they're looking for something.
Right.
And your immediate response is,
no,
this isn't what you're looking for.
Yeah. No, you are not welcome.
Ridiculous.
You are not good enough for God. Like, your sin is too big for God to handle. And you are too broken for God. That is what that says. That is exactly what that says.
And it also compares different things that are going on in your life. Like, just because you show up to church on a Sunday in a suit and a tie with, like, no skin showing doesn't mean that you're any better than another person.
And it also doesn't mean you're not acting immodest in certain ways.
Exactly.
You could be walking around prideful because of your suit. And that's really immodest. Walking around with all that pride.
Exactly.
It's really immodest.
Yep.
And it just goes to show that, like, okay, so there's no way for men to be immodest, like I just said, like when you're just talking about women's clothes. And also, like, we can show up anyway to God's house. Like, that's what the point of church is.
Yep.
Like, at the stage of life that I am in with my faith, with Christian, I do try to show up to church looking a little bit nicer because I just like the idea of, like, respecting that, I guess, and just, like, wanting to dress a certain way for church. Like, that is something that I want to do. But there have been so many times in my life where I have not had the energy to put on real clothes. I have felt so down, so just awful. Yep. And I'm still going to go to church, and the only thing I have the energy to pick up is a pair of leggings. And I'm so glad that my churches didn't kick me out because I was doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm so grateful. Like, this is a great quote. This is a great way to love your neighbor or love your guest and love your congregation.
It's the worst way.
It's the worst way. It's not loving your guests and your congregation. It's saying that you're not welcome. And that says that you are an elite social club and not a church. And that is not a social club that I want to be a part of.
It sounds like that's what this person is trying to do with their church. They compared their church to
a golf club.
A golf club.
Yeah.
So
not that people who go to golf clubs don't need to be saved. I mean, that would be great. However,
they're all saved. They're all saved. I've never seen anybody on a golf course act in a way that is not Christ-like.
Yeah, never. No one's ever so drunk that they can barely hit a golf club.
Never.
That never happens at a golf club.
I've never seen it. It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. But I'm just so fired up about this. Like, I'm so heartbroken that there are still people out there who talk about things like this. Like, he posted this 2 days ago. Like, it's 2024.
Yep.
It's 2024 and you're posting things like that saying you are not allowed to come to my church. That's crazy.
Yeah, I completely agree.
That's insane.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, so that's where I'm at this morning.
There's more to come on that. I mean, I guess people that are listening to this have already seen.
Yeah, I did I posted a reel about it. And I just, anytime I post anything controversial, it just, like, makes me a little bit nervous. And that's not even controversial. I guess just, like, responding to somebody.
No.
Because a long time ago, I made an Instagram post breaking down the lyrics of Matthew West's song "Modest is Hottest," and he ended up blocking me, which is just part of the Say What lore, is that I'm blocked by Matthew West. But I stand by that post. I think everything in that post was needed to be made, and I broke down how the lyrics directly contradict Scripture. And I feel in my spirit that Lord, that I should be doing this to this post. But anytime I do something like that, it's just, it's a little scary just because it's like, I don't want to go against somebody, but I think what they're saying is extremely harmful and wrong.
Yeah, and I think, too, one of the things I've heard some people say about making posts online is, some people always point to, well, the Bible says you're supposed to bring people alongside, talk about it in private. Well, they've already made it public, though.
Yeah.
So if a topic has already been made public, then a public response is okay. It's not out of line. It's not, it's not slandering another person.
Yeah, I'm not going to
The
slander him.
conversation is already open and public.
Right.
So I think it's very right to respond because the way they're talking about people coming to their church is not good.
It's not good. And it's not a good representation of Christ. And the last thing we need right now is bad representations of Christ. Enough people are doing it. We don't need to keep adding to it.
Christ says, "Come to me, all who are tired and heavy burdened, heavy laden, I will give you rest." His burden is easy, his yoke is light. And when we have all these rules and things about what you have to be a Christian, then that's not what Jesus is saying.
Right.
We're adding stuff on top of them that is so heavy. And Jesus is saying, no, it's not that. When you follow me, it's freedom. There's this freedom. There's this lightness about it that you will literally experience if you're around the right people, the right places, getting the right message about Jesus.
Yeah. It doesn't say, come all to me who are dressed properly.
Yeah.
It does not say that.
Yep.
It's not the way I'm reading it.
Yeah.
So that's my morning. What's your morning been like?
My morning has been fantastic.
I'm so glad.
I improved. So Corbin and I, Caroline's husband, we ran a 5K a few weeks ago, and it was tough.
Yeah.
It was tough.
But you did so good.
I hit the time that I wanted to hit, which was nice.
He came around so fast. I was not ready. Like I've never seen him run so fast in his life. I'm like, what are you running from? Slow down.
So 2 summers ago, I think, I was doing some pretty decent training for me for some 5Ks, and I did 2 5Ks that summer.
Yeah.
And I was around like the 36, 35-ish mark. After training for a while, and I was really happy about that. And it was in Colorado, which is really high elevation, so not easy to run there, but I'd gotten acclimated, done my training. But then after Tate was born, that kind of stopped.
Yeah.
That training went nowhere.
Yeah.
But then
we didn't really do anything for 2 years.
Yeah, we didn't. And I tried to do a 5K last year, but then
I broke my leg.
The great leg break of 2023 happened. So that 5K did not happen for me, which was fine.
Yeah.
But this year we signed up. We're going to do this 5K, and I did not do good enough training for this 5K.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like in my head, I was like, well, I've done these 5Ks before. Like
I can do it.
I've done this mileage, but
and then there was a hill.
And I hadn't trained for the mileage though. I'd gotten close, but not fully. Like I did not do anywhere close to what I should have training for this 5K.
Right.
So I was like, I'm gonna try to do this in 40 minutes.
Yes, that was his goal.
And my watch gave me 39:59.
Yes.
My official time crossing the line by the like their measuring system was 40 minutes and 2 seconds. So there's some discrepancy.
But I think you still made it.
But if we take the average, I'm pretty much at my
time.
time.
But I think the win is that when you were down after you I think at some point you went down a hill and you had to stop to fix your shoe.
I did have to tie my shoe, which would have been more than 2 seconds.
Exactly.
Stationary.
Yeah.
So technically my full time in motion was under my time.
Right. But that's not what I was going to say, is that you stopped and you looked up and you saw in someone's window the Formula One race.
I almost gave up.
And he could have easily just got up and knocked on their door and been like, I'm running a 5K, but I'm tired. Can I come watch the F1 race?
Like mile 2, I saw it through
didn't.
someone's window, and I was like, you know what?
That's what I want to be doing right now.
Yep.
And you didn't. So I think that's the win, honestly.
It was huge. So, but the course was like the most elevation change course I had ever done.
It was a lot of hills.
It was a lot. So I hit that time. But then since then, I have been doing a lot more running.
Yeah. I'm really proud of you. Even though you woke all of us up this morning, I'm really proud of you.
The last 2 days, I've pretty much done 5K distance. at 3 miles, just give or take a little bit. So
I don't even know at this moment if I could run a mile. So, but I broke my leg.
Yeah. So I was very happy. I am around like the 35, 36 now in the training that I've been doing this past week.
I'm really proud of you.
So yeah, with our hills, our
We
neighborhood
have a lot
has
of
hills too. So
which I was really grateful for
Yeah.
having hills when all these tornado warnings was happening over this past few days.
yes. So it's been a couple days.
The
but
town that I lived in for 5 years, and then the town that my parents live in, that we've lived in for 15 years, is just completely flooded. It's a war zone. Like, there's trees down everywhere. All these people that I know, their houses are destroyed. Their roofs are in. I've just never seen...
the river is flooding out of its banks.
Yeah, I have
mean, it's
never
crazy.
seen Augusta look this way before, and Aiken look this way before. There's a bunch of people who have passed away, and and I saw somebody's dog died, and I'm just so heartbroken over it. I'm so heartbroken over it.
It's terrible. I mean, my family was also doing a bunch of prepping. They don't live in the same place, and it wasn't as bad.
It was not. My parents haven't had power for days.
Yeah, so many people without power. I think somebody sent us something that Georgia and South Carolina, like it's over 1 million people or something in each state that don't have power.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So we're talking like around 3 million people where the tornado went that don't have power
or
still.
the hurricane.
Hurricane, sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
hurricane.
It's crazy. I'm just really sad. I'm thinking about the house that I used to live in. I'm sure it's torn apart now. Like, I mean...
Yeah, there's probably some damage.
Yeah, there's probably some damage. There's a lot of trees around the house that I lived in for some time in Georgia, and it's probably just like torn apart, and it's just really sad to think about.
Yep.
So we're praying for everybody who are affected by the hurricane. It's very sad.
And we hope power comes back.
Yes.
Literally as soon as it can.
I know. I've been praying for like miraculous power.
Yeah.
We've been praying every night together, and that's just so fun.
We have been. You talked about the
prophecy.
Yes,
I did.
Yeah. So since then, I mean, we've really been. I think what's been cool is since that moment, I think it kind of opened both of our eyes a little bit, just to like, or not open our eyes, but it was a moment for us where it's like we want to start taking some more stuff seriously.
Yeah.
Not that
we've had really like powerful separate prayer moments. Like I pray every day, all day long. Yep. I read my Bible every day. Yep. You pray every day. You read your Bible every day. Like, we have our separate times of doing that, but we've not really ever done it together. And I think because I always thought it had to be some like big, serious, like sit on the bed, stare at each other head to head, like just like
worship
big, powerful
music in the background.
Yeah, and
lights dim.
Yeah, like this whole big emotional thing. And instead, we've just been like laying in the bed at night, like right before we go to bed. We just are laying there in the dark, and you pray, and then I pray. And last night I literally was like, "Okay, God, amen, I'm done." Like it was like so.
It was really funny last night. I could tell. It's like she was praying. All of a sudden, her tone changed, and she was like, "We're wrapping this up."
Yeah, and I didn't really know what I was saying. I couldn't tell you what I was praying for at that point because I was so tired. But it's been really powerful.
I love it. I think I've just noticed a difference in how our home feels and how we feel over the last 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks, something like that.
I feel a lot more at peace. There's a lot of stuff going on in our lives, and as everybody has, like.
But it helps align us. Like there is a lot of stuff going on, and it's really easy to. It's really easy to be like, oh, well, why aren't you doing this? And for you, like, oh, why can't you do this? And yes, there are things we're both working on to try to like be helpful, be better about, but like we're not each other's problems.
Right.
The things that are happening to our life or that we're experiencing together. So we need to be working on them together. Doesn't mean we're not going to get frustrated with each other, things like that.
You frustrated with me? I'm perfect. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I've never told you either, so you wouldn't know. But
that's not true.
Yeah, that's not true.
I was about to say, what are you talking about? You literally told me something last night that you were frustrated at me about.
I don't even remember what that is.
I'm not. See,
okay.
No, you did.
Okay.
I was joking about me being perfect. Clearly, I'm not perfect. Newsflash. I'm not perfect.
Yeah, me either, apparently.
No, you are. I don't know why you would say you're not.
Okay, great.
Just kidding.
But yes, praying together every night has been great. Praying with Tate, whichever one of us ends up putting him down. We pray together with Tate at nighttime every night too. So.
And we ask him what he wants to pray for, and he always wants to pray for Mimi and Pop and Choo Choo.
Yeah. I will start asking him other people's names too.
Oh, I know. I'm like, because I'm like, we're not just praying for. We got lots of people in our lives who
he'll
pray
at least
for
say yes. Yeah. But then he won't say those people's names.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Including us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He does not want to pray for us. Oh, no. He did last night tell me he wanted to pray for Dada.
Well, good.
It was very sweet.
Good. That's the correct order. So.
Yeah. He's getting big. Well, today we are doing a kind of part 2 to an episode a couple weeks ago where I asked Thomas women questions and he did very good. And so we have men questions to ask your wife.
Yes.
And who can say how this is going to go?
Who knows? I think
I have no idea. I feel like I might do bad. I don't know. Because I don't know what questions there are for you to ask. Like how often do you get a haircut? I don't know. What are men
What
things?
did you say?
Like how often you get a haircut? Is that a question? I don't know.
No, it's not.
I don't know
It's
what
not.
men questions you would even ask.
So putting some of these questions together, there was a list that we found, and some of them I took off because they weren't necessarily like applicable to me or my life or things like that. Like, and some of them like I didn't even know the answer to. So it's like if it's not,
you're not
yeah,
a
but it's like there's video game questions and things like that. I'm not really my jam anymore. But some of these questions we were talking. I was saying that like. There's just more women things than there are men things.
Yeah, but men should also take
these
care of
questions,
themselves.
so these questions
It's
are
just a
more
little bit
about
different.
like things men are interested in,
Yeah.
versus like things that I'm encountering.
And women's bodies are significantly different than men's bodies.
True.
So there's a lot of questions about women's bodies that have you can't have a baby, so.
No, I can't.
No.
So I think you're going to do pretty well. Like there's
Okay.
lots of sports things in here, and we do sports.
We do.
So, yeah, we do
We
sports.
do sports.
We do sports, and which is more than some people
Yes.
do. For so, all right.
What was that sentence?
I don't even know. I'm just ready to ask these questions.
Let's
So,
go.
They kind of jump around all over the place, different
Okay,
things.
I'm
So,
ready.
The first question is, what is an RBI?
RBI.
Besides an answer sometimes in the crossword.
I have never heard of that in my life.
It's been an answer, probably because when it comes up in the crosswords we do, I just say type RBI and you type it in and we move on.
That's so true. This is news to me. I would
Okay.
say RBI. Let's see. Men, what do they have to do with R? They're rough.
Okay.
B is.
Let me get. You're right.
Hold
Keep
on, I'm
going.
going. B is bossy. Men can be bossy. And I is definitely not intelligent.
You think we would have an acronym for negative things about ourselves?
Yes. R.
So it's sports. Think sports.
Sports. Personal best. I have no idea.
Okay, so RBI stands for runs batted in. It's a baseball
Oh,
stat.
you should have said baseball. Then I could have gotten to it. I
Okay.
need you to give me a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, I do not know that. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a stat for baseball. If
Not
people are on
rough,
base and
bossy,
no,
Unintelligent. That's not even RBI.
and you get a hit, like you hit the ball while someone's on base and they score, like someone
Yes.
else scores, that is an RBI for you because you hit the ball
Okay,
where they scored.
got it.
Okay, sticking with sports.
Okay,
What is an albatross?
that's a Taylor Swift song.
Okay.
That's not sports.
Incorrect.
Excuse me. That's a Taylor Swift song on the Tortured Poets Department, and that's all that is. That's
Do you want to give it a shot?
the albatross. No, I have no idea.
All
Tell me
right.
what sport it has to do
It's
with.
golf.
Golf.
Let me give you some help.
Give me some help because I know
Okay.
golf.
Well, what is a birdie?
It's when you hit it in 2 under par.
Nope.
It's when you hit 3 under par. It's when you hit 1 under par.
Okay.
It's when you hit 1 under par.
Okay. So along the same lines.
An
then-
albatross is 4 under par.
Nope.
5 under par. 6 under par.
You're going the wrong way.
3.
You already said it, actually.
Oh, 3 under par.
Yeah.
Okay, 3
So
under par.
under par, 1 under par is birdie.
Birdie.
2 under par is eagle.
Eagle, and 3 under
The
par
next is an albatross, which
Okay.
would be on a par 5. You
Yeah.
make it in 2.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think it's a Taylor Swift
it's
song.
very it's
so.
like I think if I'm remembering correctly, it's the most uncommon score to get
Hmm.
in golf because it's making a 2 on a par 5, which is ridiculously difficult. It only
Have you ever done it?
I've never gotten an eagle. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
yikes.
It's
Sorry.
golf is an incredibly difficult sport. Okay,
Has Dan gotten one?
an albatross. Dan has not gotten an
Are you
albatross.
sure?
I'm sure.
We should ask
I'm
him.
sure he has not gotten an albatross.
You know 100%.
I am 100% certain.
Text him.
I'll text him.
We have a friend.
Do you want me to
Dan,
FaceTime
we
him?
love you and miss you so much. No, he's driving.
Oh, he's driving. Well, he can answer a FaceTime while he's driving.
He is a very, very good golfer. And Thomas would always say, like, Dan can do this and I can't do this. And so I feel like he's probably gotten an albatross.
I promise you he hasn't. It's so difficult to
can-
do. What's up, man?
Oh, you're paused. Oh, there.
Whoa.
Look at the baby.
Hey,
Oh. This is your first time on the Say
Hey,
What
Dan.
podcast.
Dan, you are live on the Say What podcast right now.
Like, we have to ask you a golf question.
So we're doing an episode where I'm asking Hannah questions that guys would only know the answers to see what she says.
This is not going as funny as you think it's going.
And one of the questions was, what is an albatross? She asked me if you've ever gotten one, and I said no. And
But
she
I
said
believe you have, Dan.
she thinks you
I
can.
believe
so
you
I said
have.
we're going to call him and find out.
No, that's not true. I said I believe that Dan has probably gotten an albatross.
So
at some
let's
point.
ask him, Dan, have you ever gotten an albatross?
I have not.
Dan, you've let me down.
I have hit a hole in one. That's my claim to fame. But that would technically only be a eagle.
Okay, but a hole in one is way better than an albatross, so I guess you win.
Well, it's less. What would you rather have? Would you rather have 5 hole in ones or 1 albatross?
5 hole in one.
Okay,
That's the right answer. Dan Shop is not. I know that all of you were dying to know if
Okay.
Dan has gotten one.
All right,
Dan
okay.
has been waiting for his moment to be on the podcast, and we
Yes.
felt like today was the day.
It was perfect. Okay, next question. You
Next
ready?
question. Yep.
You got this one.
Okay.
What is the road that all players go down at the Masters?
Magnolia Lane.
Yes.
Magnolia Lane. I used to
Yes.
drive past Magnolia Lane.
Yes.
I wonder how the Masters is. They have so many trees.
They probably fixed it already.
They probably
They're
have.
ridiculous.
Yeah. They will
Augusta
rebuild.
would be saved if
Yeah.
Augusta National would come out and
and
start
fix
using
everything.
their stuff.
Yeah, no, for
They're
real.
trying to
They
buy
better
everything.
do that.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna keep it rolling. What is a bogey?
A bogey is a golf shot.
Okay.
And 4 under par.
No. Other way. Other way.
Okay. Oh, I knew that. It's 2 over par.
No. 1 over par.
1 over par. Man.
1 over par.
Okay,
2
okay.
over par would be a
Gold.
double bogey.
Double
What
bogey.
were you
I
gonna
was
say?
gonna say
Gold?
golden egg. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
I was just making stuff up at that
Okay,
point.
let's
okay,
see. There's
go to the next one.
this will be fun.
Oh no.
How long is a normal round of golf?
Every woman's nightmare. Probably 5 hours.
The answer is 8 hours. No, I'm just
8?
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I mean, yeah, that's how long you want to be gone from your family.
So
It is 5 hours, though, right? 5 to 6 hours?
So regular pace of play, you should take around 2 hours and 15 minutes per 9 holes. So
Okay.
4.5 hours.
So I was right.
Is
5.
is pace of play.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people probably take 5 hours.
Yeah.
But pace of play, like if you're going, they have clocks and stuff and
Right.
marshals. They want you to take around 4.5 hours
Okay.
to play.
Well, I crushed it.
All right, here we go. I think we're almost done with the golf questions. Maybe.
Are there Formula One questions?
Ish, but you know a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, so you
but
should
you
be
don't know,
asking
but
them.
you don't know things that I don't know about it. So why would I ask you questions? There is something about Formula One in here.
Okay, because that is a guy thing that I know
Okay,
a lot about.
here we go.
So you should, if you think of one throughout this,
All right,
you better add it in
I'll
there.
do it. How many majors has Tiger Woods won?
Oh, I feel like we've talked about this recently, but I don't support Tiger Woods
I was
in
going to
his
say, are we
life.
allowed to talk about Tiger Woods on your
So,
podcast?
Yeah, I'm not his biggest fan, for being
Alright,
honest.
that's fine.
I don't like that he is cheated on his wife with a lot of women. It's not good.
I agree with that.
As far as golf, he's probably won. I need a range so I don't sound crazy. I was gonna say he's won like.
So he has not won the most.
I was
Do you
gonna say
want
he's
to
won
tell
like
me?
65 majors.
Oh, no.
He's won 14 majors.
That is ridiculously close.
15 majors.
Exactly.
Okay, nice. Okay.
So 15 majors, it's like, but that's just the majors.
Yeah, he's probably won 65 golf tournaments.
I think it's like 72.
Oh, okay.
So-
So my guesses were great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm awesome. Continue.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. Shifting gears. So you asked me what women use a cup for.
Mm-hmm.
What do men use cups for?
What? I'm definitely not gonna say like. Oh no, that was when you asked me about the water line. I was gonna say definitely not when you're on your period because you don't have a period. What do men? Oh, it's to protect your penis and your testicles when you are playing football.
Yes. Or you use it in multiple sports.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay.
Like,
It took me a second, but I knew what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
there
to
you go.
protect your private.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So it's used baseball. We had cups in baseball. It depends on what you're doing.
Okay.
But
well,
if something
sports. You
if
use it in
something can
sports.
come that way and make
Yeah.
contact, then
It's protecting.
people are wearing
Yeah.
cups.
That's a
Yep.
good question.
Okay. How many baseball players are on a field during during a game of baseball?
Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, and hold on. Let me. So from one team. So
Yeah, that's
we're
what I'm
not
doing.
counting
Yep.
the batter.
Yeah, one team.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's give it 9 for good measure.
It's 9.
Look at me.
What are the positions?
Okay.
You just did counted it out in a direction. So what
did.
are the positions?
The pitcher, first base / shortstop. No. First base and shortstop.
Is that 3 different positions?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying? Okay.
And
yep.
then second base,
Okay.
third base,
Okay.
right outfielder, 2 right outfielders and right outfielder, middle field, a left outfielder. What?
Yeah, keep going.
A left outfielder. That's 8 or 9, right? That's all of them.
You've said 8 so far. You're missing 1.
The catcher.
Yes.
Yep.
So Oh,
know
you want
what I'm
so
talking
this
about.
will be fun. This is one I just thought of on the fly. There is an actual, well, you said middle fielder or middle outfielder. It's center field.
Oh.
Left fielder,
But
right
middle
fielder.
is
I know.
the right
I
term.
know. So in the actual, when people are scoring baseball,
Mm-hmm.
each one of those positions actually has a number 1 through 9 associated
Oh,
with
yeah.
it.
I learned this recently.
Do you know what they are?
No. And I don't want to go to that. I mean, what is it?
Okay.
That's too long.
It's okay. We won't do it. We
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
do
No.
it. Okay. Well, that's fun.
Wow. I'm so proud of myself.
Okay, let's see here. This one should be an easy one. What is a grand slam?
A home run. And then everybody goes. So you hit the home run in baseball, and then first, second, and third base all run home too.
I think in theory, yes.
Okay.
So you're up to bat with the bases loaded.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's on first, second, and third base.
Yep, I'm
And you
just-
hit a home run, and
Yeah.
everybody gets to go home.
Yep. Okay, so that's a grand slam in baseball.
Okay, is that not what you were asking?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay.
We're just mixing it up. What is a grand slam in golf and tennis?
When you hit a hole in one?
No, the answer is the same for both. In golf and tennis, a grand slam is the
Tennis.
same thing.
Okay, with tennis, you win. I have no idea.
No, they're the same. It's not in tennis, it's this, and in golf, it's this. It's
I know,
the
no, I
same
know, but
thing.
I know, but what tennis and golf are very different sports. You hit
So what do
it,
they have in common?
you
though?
hit a ball, and you
Okay. No, think bigger picture. What do they have in common?
I couldn't tell you.
Okay. So a grand slam, so golf and tennis both have 4 majors a year.
Oh, I would not have gotten there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a grand slam in those is when you have won all of the tournaments. So there's
Oh,
different
that makes
types. So there's a
sense. Yeah.
there's a season grand slam.
That was not gonna happen.
Meaning you won all of them in the same year.
Okay.
Only he who shall not be named has done that.
Tiger Woods.
And then maybe somebody else has, but he's done it. And then some people will also call it a career grand slam, like over the course of your whole career.
Yeah.
If you end up winning all of them, like Rory is one short.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
All
So
right.
that's what grand
Next
slam is
question.
in that. Okay. What does it mean to win the Triple Crown in baseball?
The Triple Crown in baseball means you've
A
hit,
player wins it, not a team. A player wins.
You have done
Well, hold on. I'll give you even some more context. You win it over the course of one season. So
Yeah,
every year someone has
it's
the
something with
chance to do it.
3.
Yep.
And I only know that because of the New York Times connections. It was in the connections the other day, and it was in there with the 3.
Okay.
And it's 3 things that you do.
Yep.
And let's say you hit a home run 3 times.
So a lot of people do that.
Oh.
So it's you lead the league in 3 things as a hitter.
Oh.
Do you want to try to guess what those 3 things are? Over the course of a season, you have the most
Hits, number 1. You hit the ball, contact with the ball.
That's close. You have the highest batting average.
Highest batting average. and you, I don't know, chew the most gum, spit out the most sunflower seeds. I have no
So
idea.
it's
I'm
stuff
just a
we
girl.
talked about.
Like,
So you hit the most home runs in the season than anybody else. You have the most RBIs
ooh, throwback.
than anybody else.
Rough
and you,
bossiness and intelligence.
and you have the highest batting average, meaning out of the times you batted, you
Yeah.
got more hits than anybody else.
Fantastic. I'm learning so much.
Yep. So that's the
Next.
Triple Crown in baseball.
I want a Formula One question because I want to show that I know what I'm talking about.
Who are the two Formula One drivers that are tied for the most championships of all time?
Ooh, of course you asked me a question I didn't know.
Well, that's the point, is to ask you questions you don't know.
Will I know the name?
You have heard both of them. One more frequently than the other, but
Is it Lewis Hamilton? Is he tied with
He is
somebody?
one of them,
Okay,
yes.
yeah. Lewis Hamilton. I didn't watch Try to Survive.
this person would not have been in Drive to Survive. They are from a generation before us.
I have no idea.
But you've heard the name.
Okay.
Michael Schumacher.
Michael Schumacher.
You've probably heard that name.
Yeah.
Just throughout your
Michael
life. Even
Schumacher.
before we were watching
Yeah.
Formula One, I'd heard
And
that
Lewis
name.
Hamilton. Ask me some other Formula One questions so I can show that I know answers to things.
Okay, what does it mean to undercut someone in Formula One?
That's when that you're going around a curve and you go in front of them, I don't know, is that the right way to describe it? And you go around them, turning.
No.
What is an undercut?
That's overtaking someone. What are you talking
No,
about?
the overtake is when you go. I mean, yeah, you could overtake, but I'm thinking the curve when you undercut them around.
Just going down the inside?
Or is it the inside? Or is it when
An
you're taking
undercut,
off?
It's a strategy.
Oh. I know what this is because McLaren screwed it up. It's when you send one of your drivers into pit lane, and your hope is that they will come out before another driver does.
Yep.
That's what.
So
it
that
is.
is the undercut.
Yes.
You
See, I know what I'm talking about.
whoever you're trying to pass, instead of passing them on track, you just pit before them to get
Yes.
fresher tires, and then
And
when
then
they
you come
pit,
out, yeah.
they come out behind
you.
That's undercut.
Yeah.
Okay. You want another Formula One question?
Yes.
What does it mean, or how close do you have to be to the driver in front of you to use DRS?
I think it's in 0.3 seconds behind.
No.
Oh, what is it?
You gonna try again? Or-
No, because you have to be close.
Yep. 1 second.
1 second behind.
Within
okay.
1 second
Within
to
1 second.
use DRS.
Yeah, and DRS is drag reduction system, and it's like a turbo boost that you can use to pass somebody.
Yep.
Has to do with the wings.
There's one norm. So every driver in Formula One gets to pick their number when they start Formula One. And once you pick it, that's your
Yep.
number.
Yep.
What's the one number you can't pick?
Number 1.
Why?
Because if you are the champion, you get to be number 1.
Okay. Yep.
And Max Verstappen is number 1. And fingers crossed, he ends that way. Who can say at the moment?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Okay. A more difficult related to Formula One question.
Oh, no.
There's only one racing driver that has ever won races in Formula One, IndyCar, and NASCAR. More importantly, they're the only person that has won the Daytona 500, NASCAR's biggest race, the Indy 500, IndyCar's biggest race, and the Monaco Grand Prix.
Ooh, he won Monaco?
Only one person. He actually won an F1 championship.
I think that we were talking about this with your dad a couple weeks ago, weren't we?
Yep.
Oh, man. What's his name start with?
An M.
I'm not going to get it. I don't know. Who is it?
Mario Andretti.
Mario Andretti. I would not have gotten that.
Yep.
Okay. Move on. Let's move on.
Here we go. What is the difference between boxers and briefs?
That is a great question. Let's get out of the sports. Come on. There's other guy things.
The sports are going to come
Boxers
back.
are the underwear that you wear that are more short material, and briefs are tight.
Yes.
And briefs are more shaped like women's underwear. But I don't mean that in a bad way.
No, they're not shaped like women's underwear. Briefs are... So they're both brief...
Aren't they?
No, you're thinking about
Like whitey tighties?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So briefs are... Boxers and briefs are... Well, I guess there's more than one type of brief. But boxer briefs...
I'm about to say they do make boxer briefs.
Yeah. So boxer briefs, though, they stop at they don't go down as far onto your leg as
Right.
boxers would do. Boxers would have more overall coverage.
Yes,
but
'cause
they're also
bigger,
looser.
Looser, yeah,
where-
they're more cozy.
Where briefs are tighter.
Yeah.
They help prevent chafing.
Oh, they help prevent chafing.
Very important.
Thank God.
Okay, here we go. What happens when a man goes to get lined up?
When a man goes to get lined up, because I'm a woman, the first thing I think about is when men are going to prison and they're in a lineup
Jeez.
because a woman is trying to say which one of
You
them
know what I
hurt
always
her.
think about?
That is what, because I'm a woman, that's what I think about.
What and I'm sure this would be easily Googleable, but like every time you see that in shows when there's a lineup, there's just like there's like a group of people, and one of them is the bad guy. But where do they get the other guys? Are they also just like
They're
people that
suspects
are in?
that they think might be it.
So you're telling me they get all of the suspects that together?
I think so.
No way.
Yeah, that's
I don't
probably
think
what it
it's
is.
people that are involved.
But when getting a line, you're getting a fade on your haircut, right? When you go get lined up,
Maybe you could be.
or your beard trimmed.
It's so yes, you're
I'm like, you're going to the hair salon.
yes,
you're going to the barbershop.
You're in the ballpark. Getting lined up is when after you get your haircut, whatever type of haircut that is, they go around and make the lines like around your ears or going into your beard on your cheek, like
yeah.
those nice, perfect, crisp lines.
I was close. I would say that was like a 9.5 out
Yep.
of 10 answer.
That's what it means to go get lined up.
Okay.
All right, here we go. When is a man asked to turn and cough?
Turning up. When you go to the doctor to get like a physical, usually before you have to join some kind of sports team, and they're checking your what?
Yeah, yes, that is a true statement.
Okay, and they're checking your testicles, and so that you are asked to turn and cough, and they will check on your testicles. And I think when you cough, your testicles are supposed to like move or something.
Yeah. So
Right.
yeah, and that would be like when you're doing for people in high school and stuff that have
Yeah,
to get a
you have to
physical.
get a
That is
physical.
what. But there's also just like that's like when you go get a physical as a checkup or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I
it's
was
not
right.
just for sports.
I
They
know, but
don't-
I was using the
They don't
example.
stop when you retire from
Okay.
your
well, I
high
was
school
just-
varsity team.
Yeah, you've never had a physical since. I was just, that is an example of why you would go get a physical.
Okay. Next question.
Next question.
This was an interesting one. This one was already on the list that you sent me, so I just thought we would leave it in here to see how it goes.
Okay.
What is opportunity cost?
Opportunity. I appreciate
I was very
the
surprised to see this
Well,
question
because
in here.
it's finance bros. Like that's why that's
Yeah,
included in there, because guys aren't just meatheads who like sports. Okay, they are also finance bros. And there are finance gals too, but they, you know,
Okay.
I was tired of the sports questions. I also didn't make this list. I didn't look at the questions. I just sent them to Thomas,
Yep.
and so I'm glad that they included that on there. It has something to do with the economy. Couldn't tell you what it means.
So that is
Well, let me think. The cost that it takes to do an opportunity.
so that is very close.
Okay.
So an opportunity cost, and it is a finance thing, but you can apply it to pretty much any time you're making a decision.
Uh-huh.
Is the opportunity cost is like what you're having to give up to make this thing happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's also talked about like if you're going between two choices, like, well, if I do this choice, we'll get this, but that means we're also going to lose whatever.
Yeah, we
So
just
the
did
thing
some
that
opportunity
you're-
costs for something that is coming down the Say What pipeline, right?
Kind of, yes.
And we lost
There was
money.
opportunity.
Hopefully we don't.
That's not exactly, I mean, kind of.
okay.
So the opportunity cost would be the money that we just spent for this
Mm-hmm.
means we can't use that same money to go buy whatever. Like
yeah.
we can't spend that money on vacation. So the money going towards vacation
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
would be an opportunity cost.
That makes sense. I'm gonna start just sliding opportunity cost into my like day-to-day
Is that
conversations.
that's your new thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Next question. What does it mean to short a stock?
Short a stock. Cut it in half. I mean, does anyone really know what stocks are anyways? Like, no.
Okay, I know what the next question is going to be.
God, what's
What
a
is a
stock?
stock? Because yes, people know.
I think it's all made up and fake, and
That is somewhat of a true
I
statement.
know,
It
and
doesn't-
it's insane. And you can explain it to me 45 times, and I'm
Yeah.
still gonna look at you like a deer in headlights. Like
Yep.
short a stock. I think it means that I can't even guess because I don't know.
Okay, so I'm not going to
Cut
try
it
to
in half. Is
jump.
what I said.
So shorting a stock is something that financial entities will do when they think something is going to fail. So when you short a stock, you're basically doing a lot of things with the stock behind the scenes to when a company fails, you're going to make money.
Gotcha.
So basically,
when a company fails, you make money.
yeah, shorting a stock is betting for a company to not perform well.
That sounds terrible. That's really sad.
Yep, but it's a way to it's how these companies make money when things go well and when things go bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm sad. Move on.
We'll move on to something more fun.
Okay.
How much does a men's haircut cost?
$40.
Okay. Yes, that is how much I pay to get my haircut.
Yeah, $40.
Perfect.
Nailed it. I know that because your haircut and my son's haircut is the same cost. My son, not our son.
That's how everything is in your house.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see where we're at. Oh, here we go. How often are you supposed to change the oil in your car? Because I'm the most car person ever.
Whenever the light comes on, that's when you're supposed to change it. No, I would say every 3 months.
Maybe. I would say it more goes off of mileage.
Right.
How many miles
you've gone. Well, I knew it was mileage, but I guess I was thinking for us, we do it about every 3 months.
So what would you think?
Every 100,000 miles. No, that's way too much. Wait,
that's awesome.
Wait, no. I take it back.
Yes,
I'm not that stupid.
And that's why this question is in here. That is awesome. Hannah's never had her car oil changed, apparently.
Okay, what is it?
So depending on the type of oil, it's usually between around 5,000 miles.
Every 5,000 miles.
Is when you should get the oil in your car changed. Awesome. Okay. What does it mean to... Thank you. What does it mean to jump off a car?
When your car's battery is dead and you go ask somebody down the street, hey, will you come jump my car off? You're asking them to use their battery to charge your battery. And you use these wires things, these clamps, and you clamp it onto yours and you clamp it onto theirs, and their car battery gives you car battery and turns your car on.
Nailed it.
I'm so
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thank you.
Okay. This will be a fun one. Back to sports. But I think you got this one. Who is Travis Kelce's girlfriend?
Oh my goodness. This is the best question you could have asked me.
It's about a football player. Not everybody may not know.
Taylor Allison Swift, who was born on December 13th, 1989, who has blonde hair and is the greatest pop star in the entire world and is the music industry.
All right. 3 more questions. I'm trying to figure out what order we're going to do these in.
Pressure's on.
All right, here we go. What a group of questions. First question. What is a vasectomy?
That is when they snip you up and your sperm cannot come through anymore, right?
Yes, that's what they should put on the billboard right there.
They snip you up and your sperm can't come through anymore.
Yep, with a picture of you, just thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Yep.
Great.
Perfect. All right. Back to sports.
Okay.
One sports question, then back to just a men's type of question. How many golf clubs can you carry in a golf bag?
14. I thought we talked about this recently.
Oh, did we? Okay, that is starting to sound familiar. That's what we talked about.
Was it not 14?
It is. Just
okay, yeah, I know it. I know the answer. 14.
Quickness at which you
because I know the answer. It's 14.
Can you name the 14 clubs that are in a golf bag typically?
No.
Can you name?
It's a driver, a wedge, a 3-wood, a 5-wood, a 7-wood.
Can be.
An iron.
There's a few.
Few irons, yeah. A putter.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go. Some of those have names that you did not name.
But that's fine.
But yeah. Okay. All right. This is the last question.
Okay.
What's the difference between pomade and gel?
Gel is like a slick back material. Pomade, you can do more with your hair. Like you kind of move it around, has more movement. Gel is it is stuck. Like you are putting this hair gel in and it is not moving. Like the texture of them are different.
Yep. Yeah. So pomade would be if you're trying to just make your regular hair have more texture kind of look. Yeah.
Gel is it's going down.
Yeah. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a slick back thing, but it's going to.
You better move. You better dance.
All right. But then gel would hold things more in place and have a different look and texture.
Yep.
All right. That's all
We
my
crushed
questions.
it. I think I did great.
I think you did
I
great
think
too.
I got so many of them right,
You
which is
did.
not true. I got so many of them wrong. They were so sports heavy. I can't believe you didn't ask any video game questions. Like I would have known some of them. I played video games growing up.
I don't know. I mean, I only played really one type of video game, so I
But it's not
didn't-
like I wasn't answering questions about you. I was asking about men in general, and not including video games was a loss.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. We should have talked about it before, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. This was fun. Anything else you want to tell the people?
I don't think so. I'll just keep updating my 5K times the more and more that I'm going. That's what I'm working on right now.
And
so,
work hard, dad hard.
work hard, dad hard. More to come. We'll get information about that out at some point.
Whenever you get information about what it's going to be. So,
Exactly. I do feel like
it's not a big thing's coming. It's who can say?
I was praying about it this morning
Oh.
and feel like I was asking God, like, I need you to tell me
Yeah.
some stuff, and I think I got a couple things.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Cool.
We'll see.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast today, friends. I had so much fun hanging out with you, and I love you so much, and we will talk soon. Bye.